Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
Hello and welcome in Fight Club, the show where we break down fight scene from movies, TV show and anime. My name is Jafari, I'm black belt karate instructor with more than 21 years of experience in karate and martial art. So if you are new on the channel and you want to join our club, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up and welcome in Fight Club.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
In today's video we have a fight scene from Nobody's movie. Well, the movie itself called Nobody, it's not like Nobody's movie at all. Anyway, the fight we have today, it's the Bass fight scene. One of the most famous recently fight scene, and it's really cool and amazing one. And I can see it's one of the most realistic fights. As one of the traditions in our Fight Club, it's always starting our breakdown by talking about the fight arena and the fighters. For the fight arena or the place of the fights here, it's a bus. And we already know how hard it is to have a fight scene in the bus. It's tight area, especially it's crowded with fighters. It's hard to maneuver and it's easy to fall down in any time on the ground because of the chairs there. So it's easy to lose your balance. We already talked about this in the previous fight scene of Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Circle. You can check it on the channel. For the fighters here, it's something else. We have our main character, Hutch, which is old guy, actually disappointed or angry old guy, facing 5 young guys. Well, here we can see the big difference with the both. An old man versus 5 younger fighters. The fight starts, and one of the most beautiful and interesting thing for me is that the main character, Hutch, is the one who gets kicked first. Usually in other movies, we can see that the main character always have to punch and kick 3 or 4 before he take his first damage. Here, from the beginning, Hutch start taking damage. That remind us all that this character is just a human, just a normal person. It can be me, you, someone else. He's old, he's not a martial art expert, so he's just a normal guy or a normal desperate guy who just want to fight for revenge. That's all. He just want a fight. That's all. We can notice also his fighting style. We can call it, it's a suicide fighting style or desperate fight style. You will notice that every time he's fighting with someone, he all the time losing control. He only focus on the opponent in front of him. He doesn't pay attention to if someone is behind him, in his right, in his left. No. If he's fighting with this guy, he immediately forget the other one. That's why every time he punch someone, the other one come from his back and punch him or kick him. So that gives us a big image or a big idea about how this guy is really desperate or kind of suicide. He just want to fight or just want to have some revenge. Here in this specific scene we can talk about something that doesn't make any sense. We can notice how that young guy tried to attack Hutch with a bottle. Okay, it's a bottle, it's at itself it's a weapon, but except how you use it. We can notice that he was trying to attack him in this way. Well, it doesn't make any sense because you will not hurt him and you have to be too much close to do a little bit of damage. So it's a glass bottle, so usually, and which is normal, you have to hold it from this way, this position or this point, and start and attacking in this way, in X, Y. That's how, even if when it's broke on your opponent, it still be a weapon also, because when it broke it will be like a knife, so it will be more useful. But in this way it doesn't make any sense, and it was just for the purpose of the choreography of the fight scene. So I think that was not good at all for this fight scene and make it less realistic. Back to Hutch, we can notice that because he's really an old man, he doesn't try to all the time punch or kick because that will make him exhausted, and he's also not a martial art expert or some superhero. As we already say many times, he's just a regular man. So you will notice that all the time before starting punching or kicking, he all the time tries to push his opponent as much as he can to make him lose balance, then start attack. He did it like 2 or 3 times in this fight scene, same style. Keep pushing the opponent, then start kicking, pushing and kicking. And usually it's not just kicking or punching. You can use anything around him to give damage to his opponent. In this scene, I like two things. First of all, the look on the face of that young guy that he wanted to attack with a knife and he was hesitating. And even when he attacked Hutch with the knife, he was terrified, like, oh my, what I did, oh my god. So that really was a nice feeling. He could transmit it to us and we could see it on his face. The second thing, it was the reaction of Hutch himself. Immediately when he get that stab in his back, use that pain to attack that guy. So that's really something smart, use the pain to continue attacking. We can see that Hutch is feeding on his pain and his miserable. When we come to the middle of the fight, we can notice something important. The fight style of Hutch, it's similar to the Punisher and also John Wick. Similar to the Punisher because he have no mercy. He can do any damage to his opponent. He doesn't care. He can hit him with a knife, with a piece of metal, with a chair, anything in his way, and he doesn't care. He will hurt you no matter what. Also similar to John Wick because he is good in using what's inside him in his environment. We talked about before about how he pushed his opponent to make them lose balance using the chairs. Many times he used the steel of the bus also to do damage to the opponent's head. So that's really something cool to see. We can see a mix between John Wick and between the Punisher, Frank Castle, in this fight scene, except it's for an older man. The fact that Hutch, without any martial art skill, doesn't mean he has no skills at all. We can see how good is he in using a knife. It was small knife, something like that, but this is the dangerous knife I have at my home. Anyway, and we can see how he used it to attack. Even his way of attacking, it was very smart. He held it in this way, not this way, because in this way you have just pointed, which is make you all the time need opponent in front of you. If it's in your side, the damage will be less, but in this way, no, it's more dangerous because you can stab in this way, and this way. And in each way, it's very dangerous and do a lot of damage. Second thing, the way he stab. You will notice that he focus all the time on the big muscles, the chest, the legs. So he focus on that. Why? Because he know that when he do big damage to these points, he will make his opponent unable to move and cause him a lot of pain that it will be hard to handle. So that was really something smart from him, besides being good in using the knife. Well, not like this one. As I said in the beginning of this episode, this fight scene it's most realistic, but there is always a mistake. Here in this scene, we can see something really, again, not logical at all. We talk about the battle in the beginning. Well, it still look acceptable. In this way, not at all. We can see that Hutch was hanging that young guy and his friend. He just go to take the revolver to attack Hutch. Well, that's completely stupid. He can just go and hold Hutch from the back, that's all, and hang him or attack him on his head. No, he just leave him. Hello, how are you doing? Keep hanging, my friends, and I will go. Searching for the revolver, fall it down, reload it, then I will shoot you. Well, that's completely insane because it doesn't make any sense. All this scene have no sense at all. Begin with that guy who left Hutch hanging his friend, then also Hutch himself who was just watching someone trying to reload a revolver. Instead of attacking him quickly, no. Left him, okay, take your time, reload it very fast, I will back in a few minutes. And he go to take a piece of metal, then go to hit him. Well, come on. If you start a fight scene and want to make it realistic, keep it realistic. Don't ruin it with just some imaginary things that never happen. In realistic fight scene, if you see someone have a revolver, you will run away. You will not just go wait for him and bring something to fight against. Oh. Doesn't make any sense at all, and I didn't like it, and I can call it a big mistake in this fight scene. But if we ignore this scene and the one of the battle, we can see that we had really one of the most beautiful and realistic fight scene. I like every detail about its choreography, the design, the realism in it. You can see that many times, as I told you, the way that Touch fight, when he need to take his breath all the time, when he get punched in the beginning and get kicked many times. So I really like that and enjoy this fight scene so much. But I would like also to know your opinion about this fight scene, so let me know in the comment below and tell me what do you think about it, what do you like or dislike about this fight scene, what also you agree or disagree with me, and also maybe things that I missed in this fight scene. So thank you for watching, that was all for today. If you are new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe to join our club, thumbs up if you liked the video, share it with your friends so we can grow up our club more and more, and see you next time.